Alright guys, we haven't talked about Uniswap in a while, so let's take a look at it real quick. I've readjusted this trend line, this downward sloping trend line actually slightly, and as you can see I started it up here at the peak and worked the way down until I hit this peak. Now you can see it did try to break out in middle June, but it just was not successful, and we're still far below this trend line at the moment. Now let me zoom in here, and you can see that we are trying to get above this daily resistance here at about $6 and let's say 54 cents. Right now getting rejected. We still have time, of course. Now the weekly resistance is up here at about $7.21 that we really need to cross. And then we have to get above the trend line, guys. You know, this trend is just pushing us down at the moment. So if we can break this trend line, if we were to come up to it today, which is not going to happen probably, it'd be up here at about $7.90. And then you have to deal with this next resistance up here at about $8.25. And yeah, let's zoom out just a little bit here. Basically, I would say if we were to get above about $8.61, this would probably become a little bit more bullish. Because we would take out this whole area that we've spent a lot of time in since July, basically. And, we were actually quite a bit in it in April and May. We were down here in this zone. And even, before February, really, actually end of February and before. So we really need to take out this whole area because we've been down here just so long. And, anyways, guys, let's take a quick look at Bitcoin here. Now, Bitcoin is getting a nice bullish engulfing candle here. Yesterday, ended up red. Today is a pretty good green candle at the moment. Now, there's still a few more hours left in this candle, of course. Anything can happen. We did get support off the top of this Fibonacci here, and we almost came down to touch the trend line. But anyways, I think I mentioned that, if we had bad numbers, we were going to come down and touch this trend line again, and we actually did that, eventually. So we have retested this trend line, and actually it held. If you can see here, we broke through it. So, in one way, this is actually a pretty good sign, but we do need to close the candle, up here, because we have to start making higher lows now. So it's very important, or Bitcoin is going to start crashing down. We do need to get above about 60.2 on the daily time frame, and we have a weekly resistance up here at 61.3. Now I just keep repeating these numbers over and over every video. Basically, when it comes down to it, we got to break this trend line up here. And right now, at the moment where we're sitting, that would mean we'd have to come up all the way to about $67,400 and above to break this trend line. We really have to punch through it, because if I zoom out, you can see that this trend line has really forced us down almost the whole time. So, we have a point here, and that's very small. Let me try to zoom it as much as I can. But we do have a, top here, touch here. We tried to break out, didn't. Almost got a touch here. It was maybe a few dollars away, but it's close enough. Tried to break through here, got rejected. Tried to, we had a touch here. We tried to break through here on a couple of days, not consecutive days, but there was a day between where it actually tried to break out as well. But yeah, guys, it's just this trend line is forcing us down. We got to break it, and the sooner the better, because I think we've really done enough consolidation up here. But anyways, guys, let's take a quick look at economic numbers now. Housing starts, not so important for Bitcoin, but it was pretty bad today. But Michigan, inflation and expectations and things like this, consumer sentiment was actually pretty good. So maybe that's kind of why we're seeing a 4%, candle on Bitcoin today, which 4% is actually quite a lot for Bitcoin. Now, CME, there is about 72, almost 3/4 expecting a quarter point cut in September. These 27%, they're very hopeful, but they're not going to get a half point cut. I can just tell you that right now. It's probably going to be a quarter in September, quarter in November, quarter in December. That's what I'm betting on. But there's no way you're going to see a 50-point basis cut for September, guys, unless one of the presidential candidates is really pushing it, and I don't know, or maybe the president is pushing it. Could be, but yeah, I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think Powell is going to cave to political pressure. Anyways, guys, that's pretty much all I got for you today on Uniswap and Bitcoin at the moment. So if you like this video, like, subscribe, activate the bell, and I'll see you guys in the next one.